God damn it, the kids are missing again. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Weapons. So earlier this year, a horror movie came out that almost kind of revolutionized the horror genre. Sinners was such a massive success that people were calling it one of the best horror movies in years. And then Weapons dropped, and the same sentiment was echoed. Weapons did probably just as well as Sinners. I don't think it got quite as much word of mouth attention. I think Sinners still was more vocally presented as being better. But Weapons by no means has been a slouch in that department either. There has been so much word of mouth, so much posting on social media. Weapons has done phenomenally. And now it is finally out on digital. And so, of course, I was going to get to this as soon as possible. And Venom, thankfully, donated for it. So, we are here with this. After how good Sinners was, I have to see a movie that's being touted as being either just as good or right around the same area. Sinners was so phenomenal. It lived up to every bit of the hype and even beyond that. And so I'm hoping that Weapons is very much the same. Now, I know this is going to be a very different kind of movie. I have not seen anything past the first, teaser trailer. So I know the concept is oh, all the kids suddenly disappear from this town. They just go missing, and there's no explanation for it. That's about what I know. I don't know anything further because I've never seen really any other trailer besides the initial teaser, and that's pretty much all it said. So that is an interesting concept. All the kids suddenly disappear. Why did they disappear? How did they disappear? Were they kidnapped? Were they stolen? Were they killed? What is the answer here? That's what we're going to find out clearly. I also don't know who's in this. Weirdly enough, I have not been avoiding spoilers on this movie as much as other films, though I've been, avoiding spoilers nonetheless. But I haven't really needed to avoid as much because I just haven't seen many people actually talking about any spoiler stuff. And that includes with the cast. I have seen no one mention any single cast member of this film. So I have no fucking clue who's in this. I have seen no one mention any plot-related stuff, which is great, and I love that. But yeah, I have no idea what else this is about other than the basic concept, again, from the teaser trailer. I don't know pretty much anything. And I'm happy about that. I'm glad. I'm just surprised. Because a lot of times when I go into a bigger movie like this, I know something. I know at least one or two things here and there. I might be surprised on a big twist. Oh, I didn't know Sinners was vampires. I didn't know that going in. But it's I knew Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld and stuff were in it. It's I knew stuff like that. With this, no, I don't know that. I don't know who's in this at all. I don't know a single actor for this. I've heard no one just talking about anything other than just basic thoughts on it. People are saying oh, it's fantastic. It's one of the best horror movies of recent memory. But I've heard no one actually saying anything about why or what makes it so good. So I'm just excited to get into this and see what all the hype is about and see what this even is. I don't even know what kind of horror this is. I don't know if this is alien horror. I don't know if this is supernatural in terms of ghosts and all. I don't know if this is more akin to some kind of government sci-fi thing, or if it's I don't know. I have no clues. I have no context. And I'm happy about that because it allows me to give you guys the best reaction I can possibly give. Um, so we're gonna get into this and see what this movie is about. Thank you to Venom once again for donating for it. And let's hope the hype lives up to it just as much as Sinners did. So let's get this going. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Yeah, this was phenomenal. Like, what the fuck, 2025? What is with these phenomenal horror films coming out this year? Like, between this and Sinners, it's like, I would say they're about the same level for me. Like, I genuinely think they're both about the same level in terms of quality. And that's saying something, and for entirely different reasons. They're very different films. They're exceptionally different in terms of the subject material, in terms of the tone, in terms of the physical scares and whatnot, in terms of the messaging. It's just, at the same time, they're both like that high of quality, and it's just like, well, fuck, man. It's like, Jesus. Also, I had some notable reactions to this, so that's probably fun for you all. Especially considering most of the time I don't get like that, like actively emotive, for lack of a better way to put it at the moment. I'm not usually that like loud and like emotive and like freaked out by things, but there certain things in this are just things that naturally freak me out, like cutting open a palm and stuff like that. It's like that kind of thing has like really bothered me since Supernatural, because it happened all the fucking time on Supernatural, and it just got ingrained in me, and it just bothers me because it's like, I've cut my palm. It is one of the worst places to get cut, because if you cut your palm, like, you cannot move your hand in any way without feeling it. And it stings. It is a stinging pain. It is not okay. But then this movie also had like really shocking horror, like when Benedict Wong's character, I can't remember his name at the moment, but when he's like just over his husband, and he just starts out of nowhere with no provocation, just puking that black bile. And it scared the shit out of me. Like, it genuinely shocked and scared the shit out of me. And just stuff like that. And then when the, like, kids were, like, ripping Gladys apart at the end, it's like, Jesus, fuck. That was so graphic and gruesome. And then afterwards, everybody is so traumatized. The parents are traumatized that they got institutionalized. The kids are so traumatized that it put them into a vegetative state. It's like, Jesus. What the fuck? And that part, the ending with what happened to the kids and the parents and Alex's parents, that made me more sad than anything. That was like that was a sad ending. Like, yeah, they all survived and everything, but Jesus. And I think the reason Archer wasn't put into that kind of trauma after he came out of it is because he was in it for a very short amount of time. He was in the trance for a very short amount of time and was able to come out of it without really doing any, like, fucked up shit. Those kids were in that trance for over a month. I don't remember if it said exactly how long, but it It was definitely over a month. We know that for sure. And like, not only were they being controlled and spoon fed this entire time by Alex, it's like, then they also like violently and horrifically murdered the person who put them in this trance. It's like, yeah, they're going to be fucking traumatized. And then the parents, it's like they violently attacked and tried to kill their own son after having also stabbed themselves in the face and attacking others. It's just like, yeah, that would definitely traumatize people as well. It's like the trauma just like broke them, both the parents and the children. Jesus. And then Gladys herself, like, I 100% believe she was a witch. It never directly stated such, but like that was witchcraft. That was 100% witchcraft. She was putting them under a trance based on a spell, and there was a specific way to break the spell that luckily Alex had seen, and he was able to initiate. Um, no, he didn't break the spell, but there was a way to like use the spell. He knew that if she were taken out, it would break the spell, and so he sicked the kids on her. He weaponized them against her. And that's where the title comes from. I was wondering for a second because earlier in the movie, like during the dream, Archer saw like the AK-47 in the sky with the time 217 on it. And I'm like thinking, it's like, is that the weapons? Are we gonna see like something with that? But no, that was just some kind of weird imagery. The weapons are, the kids, the people who are possessed in this way. They are literally weaponized against people. And I'm having to assume by the fact that like all the kids and the parents were traumatized by this and were like clearly put into this vegetative state, I have to assume they know what happened. I'm thinking that they were probably conscious during it. They just had no control over their bodies and everything. They weren't able to do anything about it. It's like with what's the movie? The name is escaping me. Not Us, the other one. The first Jordan Peele one, Get Out. I don't know why the name was escaping me. But with Get Out, it's like the sunken place. You're still conscious. You're still able to see what's happening with your body, but you have no control over it. And when your body is taken over, they tell like Chris, I think his name was in that. Why do I think I remember his name from that? I've seen that movie like 3 or 4 times, but why do I? That's his name, right? Why do I know that? Unless I'm wrong, and I just for some reason I'm thinking that. Either way, I got distracted there. But they tell him it's like he'll still be there, but he just won't be in control, and we see that when his camera flash wakens Lakeith Stanfield's character. I don't remember his name at all, but he warns him. He's telling them to get out and everything. He's like warning them because he was still in there. He was still witnessing everything that was happening while his body was being piloted by the other person whose mind was put into the body, into him. And that's why, like, at the end, when the grandparents are like inhabiting the body of the house workers and everything, when the grandfather is when that body, the groundskeeper, he's woken out of that, he kills himself because he knows he can never have his body back and everything. So it reminds me of something like that, where it's like they were probably fully conscious inside their own bodies, and they were just like forced witnesses to everything that was happening. Which means those kids absolutely know that they were forced to tear apart this woman. They absolutely know that for all this time they were being spoon-fed. They were fully conscious and aware, they just couldn't do anything about it. Yeah, for kids who are like in elementary school, that is going to fuck the hell out of them. that is going to destroy them mentally. Because their minds are already not like the most well developed. They're elementary students. Their minds are going to be like extremely fragile as it is. And the parents, it's like everything they did and the fact that they almost killed their kid, it's like, yeah, that's going to traumatize a person. That would absolutely do that to a person. Jesus fuck. Also, hold on. I want to check something here real quick. I didn't check this. I did have the page open, but I didn't check. Who played Gladys? Oh, it was Amy Madigan. Okay, we heard that name was in the credits. Oh, she's Ed Harris's wife. Okay. Do I know you for anything? Oh, you were in Uncle Buck? Oh, I've seen Uncle Buck a couple times. Okay. Anything else I know her from? A lot of movies I just don't know. Some I've heard of, like Gone Baby Gone, but never seen. Um, a lot of movies I've never even heard of, though. What about TV? Yeah, I've heard of Chips, never seen it. She was in an episode of Frasier. I've seen some of Frasier, but not a lot. So I wouldn't know from that. Da, da, da. No, nothing I would really know her from otherwise. Okay. She was phenomenal. She was amazing as Gladys. Gladys was so scary, not in like a boo jump scare kind of way. She was scary in like, oh, this woman like just freaks me the fuck out. Like everything she says, everything she like, specifically when she's like in her like PTA mom like disguise with like the wig and everything and the makeup, it's like specifically in that look, like when she just like, you know, is bald with like all the witchy stuff and everything, it's like that doesn't scare me as much. It was specifically when she was putting on that kind of persona, like when she was visiting the principal in his office and all. It's like she was just uncomfortably eerie, and it just gave me the willies. It's just like she was so good. Obviously, Julia Garner was fantastic. Josh Brolin, Benedict Wong, they were all great. The child actors did a great job at like portraying these characters, these children, as like, you know, vegetative and whatnot. Alex's actor did a great job. But Jesus fuck. This movie was so intense. I think that's a good way to put it. It's like I talked about like I was getting chills at points, and it's like it was both chills from like how good this movie was, but also chills because I was like genuinely like at the edge of my seat, like kind of freaked out and everything. It did so well setting up and building up to everything. And the way it was like in chapters and we saw it from different people's perspectives, and it gave us like different takes on it at different points, and like how like we see something happen, but then it goes to a different chapter and we see how it builds up to that. We see what gets into that point. And it's just like, oh my god. It's so well done. And this was a 2-hour long movie. I was invested the entire time. This was perfectly paced. I never felt like it was too long. Never felt like the pacing was dragged out at times. And the mystery aspect of this, trying to figure it all out as well, trying to like put everything together, was also just so well done. It's like it made it so much more engaging. And it was just so fucking good. It was just so fucking good. And the the themes in this aren't like as direct and like blatant as like with something like Sinners, where it's like the themes on like racism and whatnot, and it's all very much on the sleeve. But with this, I view the themes of this movie as kind of like more representing like control, people controlling others, controlling what people do and say and think, and how that can affect people and whatnot. That's my kind of view on the themes of this. It's just about control, but I don't know if like it was meant to have like any kind of like deep meaning to it, like Sinners was. Sinners was very much again about the meaning and everything. I don't know if this movie was like that or if this was trying to just be like this really good, cool horror film. I'm not sure. But my god, it's like it still had that message to it, and it still like definitely resonated. But the just the way it like handled everything, the execution of the scenes, of the shots, like different angles for things, again, the fact that we got to see like different scenes from different perspectives and all. Just as a random example, James and Paul. When James is outside the police station, the first time we see it from Paul's perspective. He's coming out of the police station, he sees James across the way, and he gets mad because it's like he warned him not to come anywhere around again, and so he chases him down. But when we see it from James' perspective later, we're seeing it like over the shoulder with him, and it's the same scene, but it's shot from an entirely different angle. And I don't know if they just had different cameras and they used both of the shots during that same thing, or if they reshot the scene and had the cameras positioned in a different location. I don't know which of those like they did, but the fact that I don't know which of those that they did is so good. Because it's like it could be either or and I would believe it. And the fact that it could be just that there were two cameras shooting the same scene at the same time and that you didn't notice the other cameras over towards Paul's side is just phenomenal in terms of how well they had this set up. Like there's certain shots as well during it that are just like really good. Like the pretty much every shot of the children running into the dark and everything is fantastic. It's so spooky. It's so like unnerving. But like even when the children are chasing Gladys at the end, like the shot where they go through that one family's house is so well done. Not even just the children, when Gladys goes through it originally. Like the scene where they're like going through it, just the way the camera like pans over, the way it's like specifically shot, the angle it's shot at, so fucking good. So good. Or like when the kids are like bursting out of the front of the house through the windows and stuff, it's just like, oh my god, this is so well made. Like, fuck, this was great. Like, I'm kind of in shock by how good this was. Cuz it's like Sinners again had so much depth and meaning to it. It had such a huge message that it's like that's part of, at least for me, what made it so good. But it was also just how well it was shot, how well it was acted, just everything behind it, of course. And going into this, it's like I heard, again, people were saying that this was around the same level of quality. And it's like, I don't know if I just didn't believe that that was going to be the case. Or if it was like, oh, I just like, I felt like maybe even if it was, it wouldn't be like this exciting in that regard. But it's like, and again, it was a completely different movie. It was so different in terms of its tone, style, genre. But at the same time, it's like, it instills the amount of hype in me that Sinners did. And that, I think, is what's the most surprising about it, is that I'm just as hyped about this, almost more. And it's not that I think this movie is like almost better. It's that I'm almost more hyped about this because, like, the fact that we have another horror movie this good in the same year. It's like horror is on a renaissance or something lately. And I mean, I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I also liked Wolfman. I also really liked that. That came out at the beginning of the year too. I know that one's more divisive, but I really liked it. And so that's three horror movies that I really enjoyed this year. That came out this year specifically. And it's just I just I am in shock that we keep getting this level of quality in 2025. Not that I'm saying that horror movies lately have been completely bad. No. It's just like they have not been this good. Even the Terrifier movies, which I love, are not this good. The Terrifier movies are great because of, how ridiculous and over the top they are. They're good because they're, kind of stupid. That's the appeal of it. But no, this is just a genuinely phenomenally made film, but also a phenomenally made horror film specifically. Like, wow, that is so exciting to see. And I mean, I know it wasn't this year, but it came out like in December of last year, but Nosferatu was also great. It's just like, what is happening? What is in the water over in Hollywood that these horror directors, these horror writers are just knocking it out of the park this consistently, suddenly out of nowhere? And like, I hope this continues. I hope we continue to get this level of quality. And the thing is, these are like, I mean, nothing's really original, but these are original properties in the fact that they're not taken from anything, right? Both Sinners and Weapons are like original concepts. They're new properties. That's exciting too. Because these aren't based off of books or shows, or they're not remakes of movies from the past. These are new things. And it's like, if we're getting yeah, a good new Nosferatu movie. It's like Nosferatu's existed for a long, 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 long time. Cool. That's great, but still, it's an old property. Same with Wolfman. The concept of werewolves and all, the Wolfman movies are like very old. But then you get like two things that aren't based on anything else. You have Sinners, or at least not directly. They might have inspiration from other things, but you have Sinners and you have Weapons, both single word horror films that are just like next level quality. How does this happen? I have no clue. But God, I am here for it. I am here for this horror renaissance. And I really, really, really hope that this continues. I really, really want to see this, like, remain after all of this. I don't want them. I don't want horror movies to go back to the same old slop we've been getting. I want to keep getting this level of quality. Even if some of the same old slop is really enjoyable. I want this level of quality. And I mean, I hope that, like, y'all are with me here. I hope that you guys see this movie as great as I do, but if you don't, that's fine. It's all, subjective. But, I always want my viewers to like the movies when I like them too. I want viewers to enjoy my content, but also to enjoy the stuff I am reacting to. Um, but tell me in the comments below what you thought of this movie. Did you love it as much as I did? Or did you love it but not necessarily as much, or even more maybe? Or did you not like it? And I would love to hear why. I'm not going to deride you or anything for it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm just curious if you didn't. Um, but God, this was so good for me. It's like, and I mean, you're seeing this on Sunday, but I just want to put into perspective as well. I am watching this on Friday. I reacted to this after I already reacted to that episode of Panty and Stocking, New Panty and Stocking, and that episode of Dandadan from Friday, that were also both phenomenal episodes that I really loved. Like, I am on a high right now. Like, I think that's why I'm, like, getting so loud and emotive, is, like, I'm on, like, a high of quality. Between all three of these things that I have reacted to today, I am, like, kind of losing my mind with how good all of these have been. Between the horror and fantasy references with Panty and Stockings episode, to the kaiju and everything with Dandadan, and now this, it's like I am just like, I am on a rush right now. Like, I genuinely feel like I am, like, on something. I am that hyped at the moment. God, this was so good. It just to just put it simply, whenever I see something that I am this excited about, that I enjoyed this much, it is one of the best feelings in the world. Like, people make jokes all the time about, like, oh, this, I like this, and this gives me a rush like a drug or something. It's like, this is my anti-drug because it gives me that rush instead. And it's like, seeing good content like this, that gets me, again, this excited, this good of content, that is that for me. Like, I feel like I am on something. I mean that. But I'm not. I know, like, I'm obviously okay. I don't even have any alcohol, so I can't have any of that, and I don't do drugs. I wouldn't even smoke a cigarette. But it's like, I mean, I've smoked weed in the past, but I don't have weed. I'm not gonna have weed in the house, not with my father. But anyway, I'm getting off track again. Point is, it's like, that's how, like, excited I am. That, like, my heart is beating super fast right now because I'm just so excited about this movie. And again, I was, like, super excited about Sinners too. I have seen Sinners so many times through reactions. I have watched so many reactions to Sinners by this point. So many. Because it's just that good of a movie. And I am very much gonna do the same with this. You know, a lot of these reaction channels that do these kinds of movies are absolutely going to be reacting to it. I think a few already have. I am 100% going to be watching those and watching this over and over and over again. God, my throat's starting to get a little scratchy because I've been yelling so much. I'm not used to this, okay? I'm normally very quiet and reserved, and a lot of the time I don't get this loud or this excited or this talkative during a reaction, but when it does happen, it is like, it's honestly something special. God, this was so good. But yeah, like I was saying, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this movie, even if you disagree with my views on it. I would love to hear your perspective. I'm always open and willing to hear other people's points of view. So let me know. Um, that being said, thank you as always so much for tuning in. Thank you to Venom for donating for this. Though to be completely fair, even if you didn't, I would have still reacted to this here. Like I was very much wanting to react to this just because of the hype it was getting from others, and I'm so glad that I did. God, the only thing that would have been better is if I had seen this in theaters. Seeing this in theaters would have been probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. I'm not even kidding you. Because I genuinely believe that, like, seeing a movie in theaters is always better. It is just always an overall better, more immersive experience. And I've seen some movies in theaters that really got me, like, excited and hyped. I can guarantee you, if I saw this in theaters, if I saw Sinners in theaters for that matter, too, like, that would have been an experience. That would have been something special. But I'm just like, I'm just glad that, like, I got to experience this. Even if it's on the channel, I am fine with that. Like, just having seen the movie in general, I am just happy to have done. I worded that terribly, but you know what I mean. But yeah, let me know down below once again what you thought, and thank you so much as always for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.